Suspend your belief and open your mind. This is They Tried to Warn Us with your host, Ray Welling. Come in, Ray.
Welcome to They Tried to Warn Us, the show where we bring great thinkers back from the dead to help explain what the hell is going on today. What if I told you the most famous media theorist of the 20th century wasn't some Silicon Valley futurist or venture-funded disruptor, but a man in a tweed suit who sounded like he just wandered out of a Renaissance fair? Yep. We brought back Marshall McLuhan. Marshall McLuhan didn't just write about media, he was media. A Canadian professor and Catholic mystic in tweed, he became an unlikely pop culture figure in the 1960s, throwing intellectual firecrackers into the worlds of journalism, advertising, and academia. He said things like, "The medium is the message," "the global village," and "the medium is the massage," and somehow got people to listen. He was a serious thinker with a gift for cryptic phrasing, and he predicted the coming digital age in eerie, riddling bursts. But ask the average person about him today, and they won't mention understanding media, they'll mention Annie Hall. McLuhan's cameo in the 1977 Woody Allen film is iconic. A man in line at the movies pontificates loudly about media theory. Allen, annoyed, pulls McLuhan from behind a sign to silence the man with the immortal line, "You know nothing of my work." It was perfect, and it forever made McLuhan, in his words, a punchline with tenure. You may not remember understanding media, but you definitely remember Annie Hall.
Marshall McLuhan. You don't know anything about Marshall McLuhan's work.
Really? I happen to teach a class at Columbia called TV, Media, and Culture. So I think that my insights into Mr. McLuhan, well, have a great deal of validity.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Well, that's funny because I happen to have Mr. McLuhan right here. So, yeah, just let me come over here a second.
Oh,
Tell him.
I heard what you were saying. You know nothing of my work. You mean my whole fallacy is wrong. How you ever got to teach a course in anything is totally amazing.
Boy, if life were only like this.
That's him. That's McLuhan. That cameo made him a meme before memes existed. But behind the punchline was a prophet. Today, we raise him from the dead because, well, they tried to warn us. Marshall, welcome back. Still annoyed about Annie Hall?
Not annoyed, just resigned. My entire career reduced to one snarky movie line. Typical.
Let's go deeper. Who were you?
An English literature professor turned media mystic. I didn't study content. I studied form. I said the medium is the message. People thought I was being clever. I was being blunt. The platform matters more than the content it carries. Television rewired your brain. The internet reprogrammed it. And social media? That's a mood disorder in app form.
You coined the phrase the global village to describe the effect of electronic media collapsing time and space. You envisioned a world where everyone was connected in real time, participating in shared experience. The phrase global village sounded quaint and cute in the 60s.
It wasn't meant to be cute. I said electronic media would collapse time and space, connect everyone in real time. I didn't say they'd like it.
Because what we got was less Sesame Street, more Thunderdome.
Yes, what I didn't predict was how much the global village would resemble an unruly town square. Tribal, emotional, mob-prone. In 2025, every major platform, Facebook, Reddit, Twitter, sorry, X, acts less like a forum and more like a coliseum. Outrage is rewarded. Consensus is rare. Gossip spreads faster than facts. You think you're connected, but you're actually fragmented, each person in their own echo chamber, shouting.
As you said back in the 1970s, we shape our tools, and thereafter our tools shape us. You warned that we'd mistake connection for community. Well, you weren't wrong. You also introduced the idea of hot and cool media. Hot media are data-rich and low in participation, like film, print, or radio. Cool media, meanwhile, are low definition, requiring audience engagement, like conversation or cartoons. Now, with that in mind, what do you make of something like, say, TikTok?
It actually breaks my framework. It's hot in terms of sensory overload, images, sound, text, but cool in attention span. You don't watch, you scroll. You don't absorb, you swipe. You perform. You are performed.
So, lukewarm?
Lukewarm and numbing. The content is secondary. The real impact is what it trains you to become. It's ultra hot in data. Images, music, subtitles, filters, but emotionally numb. It invites constant interaction while numbing attention. It blurs the line between performer and audience. It trains the viewer to swipe before they feel. To me, this isn't just a new platform. It's a new environment for consciousness. In 2025, we're not just extending ourselves. We're replacing parts. Smartphones have become prosthetic brains.
You wrote that technology extends the senses. The wheel extends the foot, the phone extends the voice. But in 2025...
You're not just extending yourself. You're outsourcing yourself. Your phone isn't a tool anymore. It's a prosthetic memory. Your AI isn't a servant. It's a second self. AI is replacing writers, artists, and even therapists. Identity is built in pixels and validated by metrics. I once quipped, first we build the tools, then they build us. Now, I would say, then they own us. And now, you're building tools that imitate you. Poorly.
Like chatbots?
Like me, apparently.
What do you make of generative AI?
Machines that speak without intention? That's not communication. That's ventriloquism. AI isn't a medium. It's a simulation of a medium. It anesthetizes thought. It confuses fluency with meaning.
But we get so much content.
Yes, and so little conversation. Used to debate Plato online at the theater. Now you argue with a bot named Chad47 on Discord. Do you call that progress?
Let's talk about media environments. You said media aren't just tools, they're environments. What does that mean in 2025?
A fish doesn't know it's in water until it's out of it. Likewise, you don't notice your media until they change. TikTok, Instagram, AI chatbots. These are not just platforms, they are environments that reconfigure your senses, your attention, your time.
So you're saying we're not just using media, we're living inside them?
Precisely. You no longer go online, you are online. Your nervous system is plugged into a perpetual feed. The environment is invisible because it is total.
You also developed something called the tetrad, a 4-step process to analyze media. Can we apply that to, say, TikTok?
Let's try. The tetrad involves asking 4 questions about a medium: what it enhances, what it makes obsolete, what it retrieves, and what it reverses into when it's pushed to its extremes. So let's look at TikTok. What does TikTok enhance? Instant expression, micro-celebrity, the illusion of intimacy. What does it make obsolete? Reflection, patience, the long-form argument. What does it retrieve? Oral culture, performance, the village square, now digitized. What does it reverse into when pushed to extremes? surveillance, narcissism, a feedback loop of distraction.
So even a dance app is a cultural transformer?
There are no just media. Every medium is an architecture of perception. And architecture always has consequences.
Any final thoughts for our 2025 audience?
I never hated technology. I hated unexamined environments. You need to step outside your media to ask, what is this doing to me? What does it let me say? And what does it silence? I said the medium is the message. But today, the medium is the self. You don't just use media, you are media. You're shaped by it. You're performed through it. You are the message, whether you like it or not.
Now, is it true that you said you predicted the internet?
I never said that. I predicted connection. But I didn't predict your uncle radicalizing himself via Facebook memes.
Well, that was Marshall McLuhan. Until next time on They Tried to Warn Us, think twice, scroll once. If you like this podcast, you'll love the book. They Tried to Warn Us, now available as an ebook or in Dead Tree version, contains not only transcripts of all podcast episodes this season, but more background and reflection on each dead thinker, along with a list of their key works and adjacent readings. And get this, there are extra chapters with plenty more thinkers we didn't have room for in a 10-episode season, including sci-fi writers Philip K. Dick and Ursula Le Guin, poet and mystic William Blake, political theorist Hannah Arendt, and my personal favorite, the Lizard King himself, the Doors singer and songwriter Jim Morrison. Follow the links in the show notes or head to raywelling.com to order your copy. Heed the warning. They Tried to Warn Us is a creation of Clear as Mud Productions. Sound effects courtesy of Zaplats. Music is Secret Agent by Technique.